Hello everyone and welcome back. It's Gina from orchidandopal.com, and today we're going to be opening up the latest Tween box from the Gemstone Orphanage. And what they mean by Tween box is that this is one of those that's in between their normal bi-monthly subscription offering. So if you are not a subscriber to the Gemstone Orphanage subscription, this is a very similar type of package that you can pick up. If there are any still left, they are in very limited quantities. And by picking one of these up, you're not starting a subscription, it's just a one-time fun package filled with all sorts of goodies centered around one of their gemstone orphans that we'll take a look at. And you can find out all the details down below. I have the link right down below the video in the description section. It'll take you right to the page that talks about this particular Tween box. And I'll also link separately to their bi-monthly subscription if you're interested in setting that up and getting a regular package from the Gemstone Orphanage. Right now, it looks like they're able to ship to the US and Canada. And if you pick up one of these October Tween boxes, it's going to follow the same theme and look similar to this one, but there might be some variations to colors and some other things, of course, while keeping the value very similar to this. So with that out of the way, let's take a look at what's inside our latest Tween box. Seeing lots of orange. All right, so they definitely have a themed box this time around. And it says this is going to contain one of their first cabochon orphans. Very exciting. And not only that, but you can see we've got a long list of contents here on this page to go through. And yet even more listed on the back. So as you can see, the total retail value is close to $90 for this package. And every single time I share one of their packages, it really feels like you get your money's worth because they pack these boxes full of materials and there's enough to make multiple things with what you receive alone, not to mention the care and the quality that's put into each of these special packages. All right, so taking a peek inside the box, we've got this very special orange Gemstone Orphanage themed fortune cookie. That's adorable. We've got 2 loaded organza bags and also a smaller bag, which I'm sure contains the very special Gemstone Orphan, which is the item that these boxes are centered around, with the pieces being specially hand-selected and photographed and cataloged. We'll take a look at the paperwork and this cabochon to go with it. So let's do that before we look at any of the other contents. Our paperwork includes our really important stuff page. They've got a beautiful fall theme. They always do such a great job with their presentation. That's just gorgeous. And then inside, of course, here is our adoption certificate that goes along with our special Gemstone Orphan that we are going to take out right now. And there it is, gorgeous. It says this is black sardonyx. You can see those white and gray striations going across one side of that stone and breaking up that solid black. Each of these is going to be a little bit different, of course, because they're natural materials. That's part of the fun. And as you can see, this has a slightly domed face on this oval-shaped stone. Flipping it over, there's the flat back of this cabochon. And it looks like those striations continue around the back. It's in stunning shape and is definitely going to make a gorgeous focal piece. All right, there's so much to get to in this box, so I might be doubling up some things as I show you. First, we're going to start out with our strands, and we have a lot of those in that section, beginning with our black sardonyx rounds in the 8mm size, and it says there's 20 pieces on this one. And these are just the perfect complement to go with that cabochon that matches these rounds beautifully. Some of those having some of these striations, just like we saw in the cabochon, but some of them being completely solid and dark. They've also included a strand of these graduated rounds, so we get a variety of different sizes all in one strand between the 4 to 10mm range. These are actually in the black onyx, which coordinates very well in the solid black opaque color, and there's 38 pieces in total. In addition to that, we have 3 strands of hematite rounds in the 8, 6, and 4mm sizes. more graduation, which is excellent to use in projects if you need to pull from multiple sizes and coordinate your beads and stones. Looks like we've got 35, 25, and 20 pieces on these strands, going from smallest to largest. Next up are 4 additional strands of hematite beads, 3 of them having that rainbow effect and all sorts of different shapes, from the hearts that contain 2 different sizes, as you can see there on the end. There are also some 3 by 3.5 and 4 by 13 millimeter longer tubes. There's some 6 millimeter lantern beads. You can see those with the smaller tubes on the strand, breaking those up. And a strand of hematite Heishi beads. These are the 2 by 4 millimeter size, 50 pieces on that one. So just lots of different sizes and shapes to work with, coordinating with the black, but also other things from your stash as well. And these creations can get as themed and holiday-like as you would like them or not, or you can keep them generic, depending on if you celebrate Halloween or if you don't. Regardless, there's tons of stuff in here. So here are 2 strands of the magnesite pumpkins. We have the dyed orange, making up one entire strand of those. And then, of course, the dyed mixed colors with the multicolors and that very bright and vibrant mix of these beads with that hole that is going up and down through the center. And these also offer us the fun suggestion of bringing in some other brighter colors to the palette as well as another option. Here are the final 3 strands in that top section, these containing the crystal and glass beads. There are some AB clear and AB red/orange skull-shaped beads there on the left. And then in the center, we have some crystal discs, half-plated black on AB crystal. Those are an 8 by 6 millimeter size, and you have that sort of half and half appearance with the beautiful faceting. And that last strand on the list contains some 4 and 8 millimeter rounds in half black on clear. So just looking at this, look at all the options and all the different beads you have to work with. Whether you want to go with a classic black and crystal theme or something much more wild and colorful, I think just this alone is worth the price of the box, but we also have a lot of other bagged items to take a look at that support what we have here and can be put along with the beads to make some actual finished and unique handmade jewelry. And I gotta say, some of these metal components are so fun. It looks like we're gonna see some electroplating. And I like that they're doing this for one of their tween boxes. It's great to get more of the traditional findings and things that a lot of us use most often, but sometimes it's nice for us to get some other things sprinkled in that might be a little bit different, like that. So in the next section, we're going to go through our bags, and everything is neatly packaged up, sort of like this, but I'm going to go ahead and take these items out so it's a little bit easier for me to show you without having to unbag each one in between. And we're going to start out with our 30 millimeter ion plated bat pendant connector, which is quite the focal piece. All right, so here's one of those themed items that I was talking about, particularly because of the bat shape. And with this one, you can really see the electroplated rainbow of colors that show up on the surface. So that gives you lots of surface area to check out that feature. This has 2 loops on one end and 1 loop on the other, and there's a look at the back of this piece. In addition to that, I have 2 hematite druzy discs that are purple plated. These are a 10 millimeter size. They've got a lot of texture on the outside and those different colors, the purple and magenta in particular, that show up with a little bit of that golden color that sits further back. And then there's also 4 of these larger 11 by 8 millimeter crystal rice beads in AB teal, which have lots of faceting and sparkle and also pick up lots of those metallic shades. Up next are some hematite teardrops. We have 2 of each in 4 different sizes, so 8 in total, from those tiny little ones right there to those longer teardrops, and all the holes going through the length of the beads. Up next is a selection of hematite stars. We have some with the electroplating and some without in the 6 to 8 millimeter sizes, and it says there's 25 pieces of these in total. And you can see that whole location there. It just goes right up and down through the center of each of those star shapes. And here are some fun animal shapes with the check glass owls in Jet Azzurro, that stunning black and metallic blue combination that shows up on the surface and brings out the details of those owls. Whole location going up and down through the bead, and that Azzurro showing up on both sides. And then there is a selection of 3 14 by 12 millimeter glass cats in the two-tone with black and red. Here's a closer look at this one. You can see how the color is divided on the bead, and that hole just going right up and down through the center of the face of that cat. Our next bag contains a selection of Halloween-themed charms. There's 13 in total, how ironic. So you can see those there in the mix of electroplated, Tibetan or antique silver, and even some black enamel. And then the final 2 items on that first page are the Blood Moon cabochon on the right. This is a glass cab, by the way, that glows in the dark. That's fun. And we also have a total of 15 of the Tibetan silver skull beads on the left. That whole location being a little bit different, going right through the side of the skull, as you can see there. And our main list actually continues on the back of that page with a pair of the ion-plated stainless steel lever back ear wires. Also included is a lobster clasp and a toggle clasp with that ion plating as well. Loving these next 2 items, the selection of chain that they've included also in the ion-plated stainless steel. We've got a 3x4 and a 3x6 millimeter size oval chain with those fun, colorful links. I don't know what it is about chain, but I love getting unique chains like this, things that I don't have. That is a really cool addition. And then to wrap that up, we have a selection of ion-plated stainless steel jump rings in the 5 and 6 millimeter size. I have an additional lobster clasp that I had dropped earlier, so we actually got a total of 2 of those. And there's 2 glue-on bails. You're welcome to use one of those with your new Gemstone Orphan cabochon that you could glue right to the back if you didn't want to bead around that. And one has been provided in the ion plating, and then we have one in, of course, the antique silver. And last but not least, on the back, we have in the bonus section 7 various sizes and shapes of onyx and black sardonyx gemstone beads. So in this mix here are the 7 that I received in various shapes, like these discs and barrels, and some that are in this compressed, more rondelle-like shape. Some of them being much more opaque and black, but then you can see some of them are going to have those striations that are quite beautiful. Especially that one there. Look at that. Wow. So I think a perfect way to wrap up this Gemstone Orphanage tween box, which is loaded for supplies and ready to meet our creativity. So that wraps it up for this unboxing. I want to thank you all so much for joining me today. It's always a pleasure to share these wonderful boxes with you all. I especially enjoy the latest offerings from the Gemstone Orphanage. A really passionate, informed, and kind couple own this subscription and their main website at Homestrung Jewelry. Be sure to check out their YouTube channel, and you can check out their unboxings there. You can note some differences in between the different boxes through those videos and also see some finished pieces and hear more about their great business. Once again, these quantities are limited, so if you wanted to pick one of these up, you'll want to do so soon. That link is right down below. And this is outside of their subscription package. So if you wanted to sign up for that and get regular boxes, you'll need to do that through the other link. This one is just, of course, the one-time box. And if you pick it up, it's going to look very similar to what you see here. I think they've done another fantastic job. The quantities of everything, the quality, the thought behind their packages is always very impressive. I always feel like I get a great value for the money, and that is also the general consensus, I think, based on what I hear from most of you guys. But as always, feel free to leave me a comment down below. It's great to hear from you. And I look forward to being back real soon with lots more beading fun. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you do so because I'd love to have you back. Also give the video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And feel free to share the video wherever you like. You can find similar unboxings in my Gemstone Orphanage unboxing playlist, so look for that linked in the corner if you want to see other examples of past contents to get an even better idea of the things they send. Well, that's all I have for now, though. I hope to see you all again real soon, and until next time, I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. And as always, happy beading.